Investigative interviews are highly structured, process-driven sessions used when the investigator has reasonable grounds to believe an individual may have directly participated in the alleged misconduct. Unlike administrative interviews, which are designed to gather general information, investigative interviews are focused on testing involvement, clarifying responsibility, and obtaining a truthful account of what occurred. From a workplace investigation perspective, a voluntary and reliable admission is often considered the strongest form of evidence available. While not every case results in an admission, the objective of the interview is to give the interviewee a fair and structured opportunity to respond to the allegations and explain their actions. In doing so, the process also satisfies principles of due process and procedural fairness. A properly conducted investigative interview can also significantly expand the scope of understanding. In some cases, individuals may provide context for their behavior, identify additional witnesses, or reveal related issues that were not previously known. This makes the interview not only a fact verification tool, but also a source of investigative intelligence. To ensure consistency and defensibility, investigative interviews are typically conducted in a structured sequence. First is preparation, where the investigator reviews evidence, plans the objectives, and ensures a safe and neutral interview setting. The physical environment matters. It should be private, professional, and arranged in a way that avoids creating a sense of intimidation or isolation. Next is the introduction, where roles are clarified. The investigator explains their function as a neutral fact finder, not a decision maker, and sets expectations for how the interview will proceed. The presentation phase follows, where the investigator outlines the nature of the concern in a neutral and non-accusatory manner. The emphasis is on explanation rather than confrontation, allowing the interviewee to understand the issue and respond. In the admission-seeking phase, the investigator seeks clarification of the interviewee's involvement. This is done carefully and professionally, often beginning with a commitment to honesty before exploring the subject's version of events. The focus is on understanding actions and decisions, not assigning labels. The discussion phase develops the account further. Investigators use neutral language and avoid inflammatory wording, instead focusing on what was done, observed, or decided, in order to reduce defensiveness and encourage clarity. The written phase formalizes the account, either through a statement written by the interviewee or a document prepared by the investigator for review and signature. This ensures the record is accurate and consistent with what was said. The oral confirmation phase may involve a management representative confirming that the interview was conducted fairly and that the subject had the opportunity to respond. This adds procedural transparency and reinforces fairness. Finally, in the conclusion phase, immediate risk controls may be implemented where necessary, such as administrative leave or access restrictions. This is not punitive in itself, but is used to protect the integrity of the investigation. Throughout the process, the interviewer follows key behavioral principles. The 80-20 rule applies, meaning the subject should do most of the talking while the investigator guides the discussion. A stance of warm neutrality is maintained, empathetic to stress, but objective in judgment. Importantly, no coercive techniques are used, as pressure-based approaches can undermine both the reliability of information and the legal defensibility of the process. Investigators also remain alert to inconsistencies or evasive responses, but the emphasis is not on confrontation, it is on clarification. When denial occurs, the role of the investigator is to test explanations against evidence in a structured and respectful way, rather than attempting to force agreement. Several safeguards underpin the entire process. The interviewee is informed that there are no off-the-record statements and that everything discussed may form part of the formal record. In unionized environments, the presence of representation rights is respected where applicable. Confidentiality expectations are also reinforced to prevent unnecessary disclosure that could compromise other interviews or influence testimony. Overall, the investigative interview is designed to balance two priorities: fairly testing responsibility while preserving accuracy, voluntariness, and evidentiary integrity.